that particular discussion was 5 hours long, for instance. And to be in that vortex of energy, to be in that frequency of energy, it can't but affect you. And for me, it enabled me to begin to dream higher, right? That I'm in service to these great people, and I can become that greatness as well, right? We can all ascend to our highest level of greatness. So in that particular instance, I mean, that was 2004. That's going on 9 years now. Is that slowly, it's affected me on a cellular level, so that today I can talk to you and say we are all of that nature, and we can all ascend. So then, then moving forward and getting involved with the United Nations, for instance, that came about. There was a World Urban Forum on sustainability and spirituality, and I was working as the executive director of an interspiritual center, and I saw that on their agenda that they were talking about housing and correct water and plumbing and food products and that kind of sustainability for the planet and people. And I looked at the agenda and I thought to myself, well, where's the spirit? Where's the sustainability for spirit for people? And so I stepped forward and I said, you're missing something here on your agenda. And they said, you're right. And they said, you put a proposal together and we'll give you some money. Okay, so there's the abundance in action, right? I see something missing on the planet. I speak the truth. I go to the authority or the powers that is equal to mine, and it's a reciprocal relationship. So working with them was, again, another amazing experience, being able to pluck from the whole planet people that I wanted to work with, to sit at a roundtable discussion to talk about spirit and sustainability, right? It hadn't ever been done before. The United Nations people were going, this is a first. And I felt really, really proud that, for the record, spirit was now on the agenda. However long it's going to be, I don't know. I hope it moves forward. And then meeting the president of India, that was the next sort of invitation that I received. And we walked into his palace. We had to go through all our security checks, and, do we have guns and all that stuff. And then we get ushered into his living room or his meeting room. And he sat there in his chair, and there was a delegation of about 20 of us, and we sat in our chairs. And he said, first up, let's meditate. And we were like,
perfect.
Huh? We were all people of faith. Like, again, it was all interfaith, all the different faith backgrounds, but you could feel it. And he said, what? I meditate, you meditate, let's meditate. Let's get into the same vortex of energy. Let's get into this field, right? Like, tap in on an energetic level. Let's love each other from that highest place. So we did, and it was like, it wasn't perfunctory. We sat there for probably 25 minutes.
Wow.
Meditating, right? And then the discussion.
Can you imagine this planet if all business was done from that space? Before any gathering, any conference at the round table, a board meeting, that you all sat and meditated for 10 or 15 minutes to get energetically on the same page, not just logically, but energetically on the same, that's phenomenal. I'm sitting here, I'm just tuning into the whole of the planet if that was the norm. So to live in the question, and I mentioned you asked a question and suddenly all this stuff started showing up. The question is really, really, really powerful. So for a question there, what would it take for that situation, that let's get together energetically on the same page, however that is, meditation, whatever, before we did any business, interacted together as human beings, business or personal?
Exactly. You see, and people have this idea that, well, they're higher than me and I'm lower than them. And in fact, our energies, we may be of a different frequency. So this is where the whole idea of consciousness comes in, that people will resonate at a higher frequency. But that doesn't matter, because what happens is we have harmony, right? You can have a low bass note and you can have a high pitched note, different frequencies. But oh my goodness, do they make beautiful music.
But without the two, there is no symphony.
That's right. Precisely.
And it's proven in science that if you have a higher, for want of another word, higher, a higher vibration and a lower vibration, providing the lower vibration is willing to expand, when you get the two together, the lower vibration with that mindset will always reach the higher vibration. Always. And as I said, you can't jump into a pot of glue, like you were mentioning a moment ago, by spending time with these phenomenal people, these phenomenal beings. You can't jump into a pot of glue. And when you jump out, some of it always sticks. Yes. And when that's stuck to you, now you're able to share that with us. And for a possibility that we didn't even know possible, absolutely anything is possible once you know that it's a possibility. And now that you know that it's a possibility, you're sharing that with us as well. It's like this whole exponential, evolution curve.
Precisely. And I mean, if I have a message, it is that I am not an extraordinary being in as much as, it's flesh and blood, and I had hardships, incredible pain for many, many years. And the potential and possibility is always there to become more of who we are. Right? Every single one of us. So that, we can be, do, and have anything. I'm still working. I mean, I want to go to the moon, right? I want to be on one of those shuttles that takes us to the moon in my lifetime, right? So I'm ever dreaming. I'm ever hoping and raising my vibration. And so for that person who's struggling to meet their rent, and I they bump into me in my workshop, and I say, it's possible. Always have belief and faith, and it'll be a vibrational frequency that